Well, a strongly worded order coming from the Apex Court in the electoral bonds case, taking the SBI to task, the Supreme Court taking exception to the conduct of the State Bank of India, warning of possible contempt, and importantly directing the State Bank that all the electoral bond data needs to be furnished by the SBI no later than tomorrow, March 12 deadline. Just 1 day given to the SBI to come out and furnish its data to the Election Commission. Subsequently, the Election Commission will have 3 days time till March 15th to publish that same data on the Election Commission website. Let me take you through the contours of the developments leading up to today's judgment, today's order rather. First up, February 15th is when the Supreme Court had passed its directions seeking for SBI, directing for SBI to furnish all the electoral bond details by March 6th. It is on March 4th that the SBI had filed an application for extension seeking time till June 30th. That is something that did not sit well with the Supreme Court. I'll come to that in just a bit. But essentially what SBI had been saying in its application for extension is that, look, we need time because the information that is available for donors who bought these electoral bonds and the information that is available in terms of parties who redeem these bonds are in two separate silos, that we need to match one silo to the other to be able to identify which donor is sending how much money to which political party. This is the matching or the correlation exercise which Harish Salve, appearing for SBI today, had said that it is this is what is taking time. This is what will require SBI about another 3 months. Now, importantly, in this same interim period, in the build-up to today's hearing, we understand that the lead petitioner, ADR, which is Association for Democratic Reforms, as well as CPIM, the political party, had moved a contempt application against the SBI, saying that SBI is carving out these measures, is deploying these tactical measures to ensure that the entire vote, the voters' right to know, is defeated. That is something that the Apex Court today took on record. The Supreme Court asked some tough questions, asked why this application for extension was filed at the very last minute, just 2 days prior to the deadline of March 6th. The Supreme Court also asked that this application for extension is completely silent. No details have been shared on what efforts have been made by the SBI so far in the 26 days leading up to today. What matching has been done, what data has been uncovered, none of that information is made available to the top court. And with that, the Supreme Court took strong exception and has passed a very clearly pointed order. The Supreme Court order very clearly records that as per SBI's own petition, it has all the KYC data available with them with respect to the buyers that bought these bonds. The data with respect to parties which have redeemed these bonds is also available in a separate silo. The Supreme Court has asked for this information to be shared with the Election Commission. The Supreme Court, importantly, has also added a warning in its message, in its order. The Supreme Court has warned the State Bank of India that an affidavit of no less than the MD of the State Bank of India is required for compliance. An MD of SBI will have to furnish a written undertaking, will have to find a written affidavit to ensure compliance with today's directions, which is today's direction of furnishing the data by tomorrow. Not just that, the Supreme Court records in its order that in the event that this information is not, if this direction is not complied with, if the information is not supplied by SBI by tomorrow, the Supreme Court has warned it may even also consider contempt action against the State Bank of India. So that's the deadline. That's the deadline that SBI is working with. Tomorrow, March 12th, end of the day, the data has to be supplied to the Election Commission by the State Bank. The Election Commission will then have to publish this data on its own website by March 15th. An important aspect, however, to bear in mind, there is no special mention of the matching exercise that needs to be done. So whether this data, when it comes out, has any indication as to who the donors are and which donors have supplied how much money to which political parties, while that information may not be readily available, the data of the donors, who the biggest donors are, and the data of the political parties, who the biggest recipients are, should become available by the State Bank of India to the Election Commission. March 12th, SBI has to furnish the data to Election Commission. March 15th, the Election Commission will have to furnish this data on its own website.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates. on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC-TV18. Now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.